I have spoken to a number of such entities when I was doing Ruqyah. I've had experiences myself with my own two eyes. I've experienced, I've seen, I've heard that which I cannot explain. Changing of the eyes, deep voice, extra powerful. I have seen this myself. You look at a person's eyes and it's not human. I mean, I've done this myself where a petite little lady, like 5'3", whatever, and reading Qur'an, and I say, La ilaha illallah. And this voice that is not human, the deepest, hard voice you can possibly imagine, screams back at me, there is no God. I mean, like a voice that is simply not humanly possible. I'm saying, say La ilaha illallah. And this is in front of me, with my own two eyes, you know, and there were people in the room as well. And this voice is coming from her that's not from a 5-foot lady. The deepest, you can't even imagine how deep and how terrifying that voice comes. And this is my own ears hearing this. I have done ruqyah on entities that were physically so strong, they physically threw 10 people off of them.
You had some interesting experiences with jinn exorcism, and you said you actually got to speak with them and ask them questions.
I have spoken to a number of such entities when I was doing Ruqyah, and you are expected to speak to them to understand why they're doing what they're doing. I do believe 100% in exorcism, in jinn possession. I know people are skeptical. I know people want to deny it. I've even said to some of my skeptics, I said, you know, come with me next time I do an exorcism and see with your own eyes and feel the electricity in the room. Like even the room itself becomes different. But I'm going to make a generic statement here. Much of the modern culture of horror stories and horror genre and horror movies, it's taken from the cumulative experiences of men. So it's not coming out of complete thin air. I'm not saying we accept horror movies. I'm saying the stories you hear and what is reflected in horror movies, much of it, not all of it, much of it is from the experiences of people. And that's why it gets into Hollywood. So changing of the eyes, deep voice, extra powerful. I have seen this myself multiple times. You look at a person's eyes and it's not human. It's completely different. And the voice goes decibels. I mean, I've done this myself where a lady, petite little lady, like 5'3", whatever, right? And I'm reading Qur'an and I say, La ilaha illallah. And this voice that is not human, the deepest, hard voice you can possibly imagine, screams back at me. I don't want to imitate that. There is no God. I mean, like a voice that is simply not humanly possible. I'm saying, say La ilaha illallah. And this is in front of me, with my own two eyes, you know, and there were people in the room as well. And this voice is coming from her that's not from a 5-foot lady, you know what I'm saying? It's like the deepest, you can't even imagine how deep and how terrifying that voice comes. And this is my own ears hearing this, you know. Now, obviously, you talk to any skeptic, what's he going to say? Oh, either this is your imagination, or yeah, this is a psychiatric problem, whatever. They have their theories. Bro, come to the room with me and see these things firsthand, time and time and time again. And then you will realize there is a world beyond our world, and there are entities beyond our entities. One of the reasons I don't like talking about this is because people misunderstand and they become scared when they're not supposed to be scared. If you truly understand the Quranic and Islamic understanding of jinn and of sihr and of exorcism, it actually empowers you. It actually makes you brave because you understand this is a created entity that has no power over you unless you give it power. And your fear of it is actually giving it power. And your trust in Allah makes it completely debilitated. I have done ruqyah on entities that were physically so strong, and I don't want to say too much, but they physically threw 10 people off of them. And I'm literally 5'6" coming into the room, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, you're taller than me, you know? But inshallah, I hope inshallah, there's trust in Allah, iman in Allah. Whatever weakness I have, when I come with that, these entities just cower, tremble. They just fall down. They can throw 10 people off physically, but our strength with them is not physical, man. That's what I'm trying to explain. You don't need to be scared. It's not a battle. When you believe in Allah, they're nothing. If you come with iman and you come with Qur'an and you say to them what you're supposed to say, which is from the hadith we learned, Bismillah, ana abdullah, ukhruj aduwallah. This is from the Sunnah. Bismillah, I'm coming to you with and through Allah. I'm not coming to you by myself. I am Abdullah. Who do you think you are? Get out of here, O enemy of Allah. This is the attitude from the Sunnah. If you say this phrase with iman, there is nothing of evil that can stand in front of you because you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the reason why I don't like talking about these stories is because all too often our youth, our next generation is more interested in the fear factor rather than the iman factor. And every time I mention it, therefore I bring in the iman factor. It's like, guys, don't be scared of these entities because Allah has given you power over them if you put your tawakkul in Allah. And if you are scared of them, you're actually giving them power over you.
Bismillah.